Guys, welcome to my channel. I know it's been a long time no see, but you know, quarantine and 4 kids, no school. It's been an interesting couple of months, but here I am. So I'm doing a first impressions on the new IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation Plus Skincare. I love makeup and skincare type of items. They always make me excited, so I figured I would pick this one up and give it a try. It does say it improves bare skin within 2 weeks, so we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys posted. But the claims on the box are that it's a natural no makeup effect. It's coverage that minimizes pores and imperfections, all day hydration and wear. Okay, it also says it improves bare skin within 2 weeks. It says it evens the appearance of skin tone, visibly refines skin texture, and then also softens skin. So I will keep you guys posted on that to see if that actually, if it actually does have any difference in my skin texture. But I got the shade, where's the shade? Oh, the shade's on the back. I got the shade Light Neutral number 22. So if you want to see me apply this and see my thoughts on it, just keep watching. Alright guys, so I am going to clip my hair back, obviously. And then I have just primed my face with the Laura Mercier Hydrating Primer. I love this stuff. My skin is so dry. So this stuff really helps to hydrate my skin before I put foundation on. And I have my sponge wet. This is the e.l.f. Cosmetics. I think it's their microfiber sponge. I love this thing. I'm going to do half of my face with the sponge and then the other half with this IT Cosmetics Airbrush Complexion Perfection Brush number 115. Okay, I have the shade Light Natural number 22. So I am going to pump a pump of that on the back of my hand. Let's go for 2 pumps. So it is a kind of liquidy. You can see it running down my hand. So let's start off with the sponge. So it's supposed to be medium coverage. Yes, medium coverage. It does feel really light on the skin. It's supposed to feel lightweight, and I definitely think that it feels lightweight. So here's this side compared to this side. So it definitely is, I would say, light to medium coverage. Okay, so there is that side with the sponge. I mean, you can still see this little acne spot peeking out, and there's still some redness around my nose. But you can tell in my forehead it covered up some redness there. So now we're going to do this side with the brush. That's definitely more coverage with the brush. Okay, so there is the side with the brush. I'm going to go over it with the beauty sponge just to kind of blend things out. I can still see some brush strokes with that brush. Okay, so it's definitely sticking to some dry patches on my nose, which I'm not a huge fan of. I'd say it's light medium coverage. It does look pretty good on my cheeks though, where there isn't any dry patches to stick to. So if you don't have any dry patches on your face, this is definitely going to look a lot better on your face than it does on mine. I don't think it's settling into the lines on my forehead yet. It has a more of like a natural radiant look to it. It's not matte, but it's not super dewy. It's more like natural with like a little bit of that glow from within. I think it looks really pretty. It isn't settling into any lines on my forehead, so that's a huge plus. It is definitely sticking to dry patches, though. I have dry patches on my chin and then on my nose. It is, I can see, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's definitely sticking to them. And I'd say it's definitely a light medium coverage. You could probably build it to medium, but I'm not going to put another layer on. And I think that's it for right now. I'm going to go finish the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I finished the rest of my makeup, and everything is sitting really well on top of it. I haven't powdered my face yet, because I don't think that I need to. I mean, this feels like it's set down pretty good, and if you have dry skin and you don't like to powder your face, I don't think you have to with this one. Everything really does look really nice over top of it. It has settled into my fine lines a tiny little bit, which isn't really a problem for me. I mean, I can just take like a beauty blender and just go back over top of it, and it smooths it right out. So I think it really is looking pretty nice, especially without having to powder it and set it down. I really like that. Okay, so right now it is 9:22 in the morning, so I'm gonna do some check-ins throughout the day. Right now, I'm pretty happy with this. I do have to go run some errands today, so I will be back to check in and see how it's lasting throughout the day. I mean, I think it looks pretty good, other than those like little dry patches that I have that they are sticking to. So maybe if I exfoliated my face before I put this on, that probably would help a whole lot. I don't know. I think it looks pretty good for right now, and I will be back in a couple hours to check in. Okay, so it's only been a couple of minutes since I put this on, but I did want to touch on the fact that I just read the box again, and it says that it reduces the appearance of pores, and I definitely see it in my nose area. Like my pores and my nose, the pores on my nose are gigantic, and it definitely has made them look like smaller or blurred a little bit. But it's funny because I can definitely tell it on my nose, but I can't tell it in here where my pores are also large, right here on the like inside of my cheeks right here underneath of my eyes. I don't see it there, but I definitely do see it on my nose. So I did want to put that out there and let you guys know that I did see it in certain areas, but not in others. All right, guys, it is 2:03 in the afternoon now. So I've had this foundation on for about 4 hours now, a little bit more than that, and I went and ran some errands. And I don't know if you can tell that all on my nose, it is all broken up. You can see the redness coming through, obviously where my glasses sit, but that always happens, so I never take that into consideration. But the settling in and the lines of my forehead kind of has stopped, so that was only like a tiny bit. And I just took a beauty blender and blended that out, so that's not a problem. But it's definitely, like, you can see the makeup just falling apart on my nose and then around my mouth a little bit. It doesn't look as bad around my mouth. It just kind of wore off evenly around my mouth, but on my nose it's like super patchy and it just looks terrible. But the rest of my face looks really good. I think like my cheeks still look really good and my forehead looks normal, but my nose just looks terrible. So I just wanted to give a check-in after 4 hours. My nose does look pretty bad, and around my mouth it's just evenly worn away, but my nose looks terrible. Hey guys, so it is the end of the night now. It's right around like 6:30, so I have had this on for, I don't know, 8 hours, right around 8 hours. And other than my nose and around my mouth, I like it. I think it's really pretty. I love the finish of it. I really do think it looks natural and not too dewy and not too matte. And it's like a medium light coverage, so I really like that. I like that it's not, you know, completely blanks out everything, so it still looks like skin. I think on my cheeks and my forehead it wore really well. I think it still looks really pretty. It did, like I said earlier, wear relatively even around my mouth, and my nose is just, it is just so patchy and so and that happens sometimes with foundations with my nose, especially with how dry it is and how I have all these like dry patches all over my nose. But everywhere else I think it looks really well. It looks really pretty, and I think it wore really well on my cheeks and on my forehead. So I like this foundation. I'm definitely going to wear it again. So I do want to try this again with a different primer. Probably just going to really hydrate my skin really well with a moisturizer, and then go in with a more like long lasting primer that's supposed to try to hold your makeup on longer. So I think that would help better with my nose. I am going to try to get my nose under control with all the dry patches and everything before I do try this again. But other than my nose, I think that it looks beautiful. Like I said earlier, I love the finish. I really do think it looks skin-like and very natural. I really think it looks pretty. So that is it for this video. I hope that you liked it, and I hope that it helped, and I will see you in the next one.